and welcome to our dinner party where we're going to celebrate writing. Really, Sarah? Some of you might be thinking, you don't want to celebrate writing. Writing is one of the hardest things that we ever ask our brain to do. So we're going to do a little bit of a demonstration today to create, an analogy to help you as you're writing a lit review, whether this lit review is for an assignment or the big lit review in your dissertation. We have practiced reading research and finding the important parts of articles. And we have trained you as you are scholarly readers that when you're reading an article, you're looking for specific information about the study. And that information would include the number of participants. I love it when you're telling me about the sample in the study that you're reading. That information might also include some information about the participants and who they are. Are they experienced educators? Are they new educators in the field? Maybe the participants are students. So I love it when you're telling me information about that sample. And also, as you conduct research and you're reading those articles, you've learned that the reader of your lit review might want some information about the methods that were used in that study. Wow, that worked out just perfectly. And so you might share some information about the methodology of the study. Also, as you tell me about the study, we wouldn't get anywhere if you didn't include information about the results. And so maybe my dry ingredients are going to represent the results of that study, the findings, and that's always an exciting part to read. And maybe you're also going to include some information about the implications of that study, and that might be the yummy cinnamon part, the brown sugar mixed in. But until you do something with all that information, we just have a bunch of separated ingredients, and you haven't created anything new. So I love it that you have learned to read the scholarly information. And yes, we've practiced that. And we've practiced having you tell us about the participants and a little bit about who they are and how many participants there were, a little bit about the methodology, a little bit about the results or the findings and the implications. But that creates a summary. And we need to go beyond that. We want to look for a doctoral level of synthesis where we're mixing all of those ingredients together and creating something new. And until you've created something new, you really haven't written your literature review. So think about that yummy cinnamon strudel that we're gonna make, but I also want to use the analogy of a dinner party. We could move into the Yates dining room and we could all sit around the table and represent different researchers and different theorists. And we might open up the conversation about a topic by discussing foundational ideas about a topic and the theories that have influenced that topic. And that's how you would open up a lit review, talking about foundational ideas and theories. And then going around the table, different conversations are going to start. And what you're doing when you're writing a lit review is you're paying attention to what the various guests are saying. What guests brought up which idea? And which guests are arguing because they found something different? What are the debatable issues about your topic? A lot can be discovered around that dining room table. As you sit and you listen to conversations, you'll also notice that different subtopics keep coming up. And maybe you might notice that there's one particular guest that keeps interrupting the conversation. And maybe that's a key idea that you should pay attention to. As you gather information from various research articles, you will think about organizing those according to the outline that you created. And when you think about having a main idea, I want you to present that main idea for your paragraph or section of your paper, and then introduce different ideas, different evidence from multiple sources, and weave those ideas together and be sure that you're staying on the topic of that paragraph or that section. I want to share just a little bit of an example because I think that that would add some good details to the conversation. And you're like, Sarah, do you keep a copy of your dissertation on your microwave? I mean, really? Well, no, I don't. Just for right now. I just opened earlier to a paragraph, and I wasn't very particular in the paragraph that I chose. But this particular paragraph is dealing with doctoral students and that they need to anticipate challenges. The research on thriving, which is what my dissertation was on, this was one of the subtopics. And I wrote here that Schreiner 2012 suggested the key idea was in the individual's perception of a situation. Some events are anticipated, others are unexpected. And then I moved into the impact of those stressful events and the number and the impact of stressful events that are coming against a doctoral student depend on that ratio of their assets and liabilities at the time. Are you well rested? Are you well nourished? How many other stresses are going on in your life? And so I added some research there from Merriam and Barima 2013. Riff and Singer examined human resilience in the face of difficulty and questioned how people become strong. They observed that sometimes strength came from being forged in trial and tribulation. And the particular heights of human experience, or what some of us call thriving, are only known by those who have really gone through some kind of tribulation to get there. And so I cited Rife and Singer from their study. Those circumstances may be hard. Some individuals are able to thrive, and resilient people experience positive emotions and they recover more quickly from stressors. And that was from Kubu et al. 2011. So going through this paragraph, talking about people responding to stress during the doctoral journey, I've mentioned various guests from my dinner table and their thoughts about anticipating challenges that come in the doctoral journey, the impact of those and how they're handled. And I've put all of those ideas, I've synthesized them into one paragraph. So think about that visual of the dinner table as you're writing, and think about evidence from different research studies and different arguments that are made about your topic. As you think about bringing that lit review together and organizing it under your various topics, think about what major topics were discussed at the dinner table, and think about the different guests and what they contributed and what they argued about. And also think about at the end of the dinner, when the guests left the table and they went home for the evening, where did the conversation end? And that will kind of bring some clarity to your major themes that you need to be discussed in your literature review. So yes, we want to celebrate writing, and we want to give you opportunities to experience success as you write your literature review. So think about not leaving all the ingredients separate as you discuss various topics, but really making something new, creating a synthesis of the literature by mixing all of those ideas together and creating something new. Thank you for celebrating the journey with me.